Today, I'm diving into a massive shift. Finally, the medical and travel industries are waking up to women's specific psychological needs. Hello, dreamers, believers, and bucket list retreaters. Welcome back to Bucket List Retreats, the podcast. This week, we are talking all about the 360-degree woman, menopause, fertility, and beyond. And if you're new here, welcome in. I'm your host, Kelly Morgan Murley. And if you want to master your physical well-being through every stage of life, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode. The world of retreating and women's health go hand in hand, don't you think? And today we are talking about where the two collide as we unpack retreats designed around women's wellness. We've found that these retreats explore real solutions to the lifestyle changes you're experiencing and the changes you need to thrive. For decades, wellness travel just meant weight loss camps or general facial massage, but women make up 2/3 of wellness guests globally. We don't want to just look good. We want to feel good. We want to understand our hormones and get actionable medical data. So in today's episode, we are talking all about spatial transformations, and we're taking a look at how luxury travel is shifting from just passive pampering to life stage specific intervention. This week has been so amazing. Last week in the podcast, I was telling you that I was going to a new book club and was worried whether I would fit in or not, but I had the best time. There was only 4 of us, but we've had quite a bit of other interest, so I think it's going to grow. And oh my gosh, I couldn't be happier. If you are looking for new friends, I encourage you to start a book club. If you have any questions, if you ever want me to do a podcast about it, maybe I should just do one and tell you the rules, the regulations, all of the stuff that we came up in the book club I have been in for the last 23 years, but I moved away from them, so I didn't have them to go and meet with. But I'm really excited about this. Everyone seems so nice and interesting and fantastic, and their neighbors, so I'm just tickled. And then I told you that I was going down to Phoenix for the eWomen Network luncheon, and I went to that, had a showcase table, they're called, with Frances Starr Graham, who is my Qigong instructor. I will put a link to her as well. She's just amazing. We are having the beautiful retreat, Find Your Inner Happy again, in the Dominican Republic in January. So she will be teaching Qigong, doing the tuning forks, several things while we're there. It is going to be magnificent. This is a luxury eco retreat center. We will have all of our meals cooked for us by a chef that Frances actually has curated, because she is a chef. You can buy her cookbook on Amazon. Magnificent recipe. She gifted it to me when I first became her student. So her classes, let me just reiterate what they are, but she has with you a monthly fee that she charges, and then you get a once a month consultation with Frances, where she goes through the different aspects of Qigong. You learn about them, about the seasons, and about the movements and why you're doing them, and different things that you might eat or not eat. And she really goes into depth about Qigong. It's more than just a movement, but the movement is so beautiful, and she will take you through at the end of your session, a Qigong movement for that month, and then she sends you 4 different Qigong practices to do, one each week for the next month throughout the following month. So it's a lot that you get from her, and if you start to do it, it's really helpful in other areas of your life, like the walking, just having the balance that you learn from Qigong, really beneficial. We had a showcase table at the luncheon, and we're talking all about our Dominican retreat in January. Everyone check it out. Yes, the deposit is $750. You have to have 50% of it paid off by the mid-September, and the final payment of $2,397 USD in November 17th. Any payment plan you want to do other than that is fine by us. So if you make your deposit and you know you're getting a big check for something and you're waiting for it, as long as you have those other criteria met, we are open to any payment plan you want. But it is just going to be the best retreat. It's all about finding your happy again. And if you can't tell how happy we are there, check out the website. I will put a link to it below. But we are just going to have the best time, the best food, the most magical excursions, 2 different waterfalls. We're going to be zip lining, a magnificent zip line. This isn't just a one zip. We're actually going down 12 different zips between 2 mountains and a river. It's magnificent and super safe. We are so excited that we get to go on one that is like double rated. It has 2 ropes. They're not ropes, they're cables going across. So if one should fail for whatever reason, the other one is there. And it's so strong, it can hold up to some crazy amount, like 1,400 pounds, I think they said. The actual groups go down it. So it's really safe, but it's such an exhilarating experience. If you haven't seen my videos, check it out. You can see me ziplining. We had the best time there. So I could go on, and we are going to go on. I'm going to do a video all about this retreat, and then having both of the ladies on the podcast that are going to be at the retreat with us. So this is Frances. She is the Qigong lady I was telling you about. And then there's Adrienne. And she is a shaman of sorts and will lead us through so many gorgeous ceremonies. Don't think we're going to be having ceremony all the time, but we are going to have a few guided meditation walks on the beach in the morning. And we will be there 8 days and 7 nights. So the price, $2,397 with all of your food included. The only thing that isn't included really is additional travel insurance, which we do require. And I can give you places to check out for that. And your airfare. So if you have miles, like I'm always preaching to get your miles, then you don't even have to pay for that. And that is what I used when we flew down there in December. It was fantastic from Phoenix. So if you're going to be leaving with us, going out there with us, we will probably be taking the overnight flight from Phoenix to Miami, and then catching the early morning flight to Dominican Republic, which is so great because it leaves the rest of the day for us all to get out there and drive back into the beautiful jungle. It's just so magnificent. You will get your green fix, I guarantee. And after the holidays, ladies, you deserve this restorative retreat, and we can't wait to give it to you. One of the things I love about going to eWomen Network, especially because I haven't been there in a while, it's quite a drive for me. I don't always make their monthly luncheons, but I meet the most fabulous people. And this is something that looking into on the retreat. It is called colormeartspa.com. It's colormeartspa.com. There's the QR code. Check it out. But she does these amazing drawings that you have then up at your event, and people can go and color them, and they're absolutely loving them. But it's so much more than that. Like, she will take a video, say, of me talking about this retreat and grab all of the words that I'm using to describe the retreat and put it in this drawing, and then everyone can color on it. So it's the coolest thing. I don't think I'm doing her justice to talk about it, but it was so great to meet her and see these really cool coloring art projects that you can do as a group. But as a group retreat leader, I think it was a great idea. And then I brought this lady's flyer home. Okay, number one, this next lady is so stunningly beautiful. When you're standing there talking to her, you're just like, wow, she is so pretty, but has absolutely nothing with what she does. She does a conflict clarity lab. And of course, I brought home this flyer and it's sitting on our countertop. And my husband's like, conflict clarity lab? And I said, yeah, stop replaying hard conversations in your head. Learn how to say what you mean without blowing it up or shutting down. And he's like, well, we could have used that 45 years ago. I'm like, amen. Isn't that true? So what a wonderful thing that there is a woman like this that teaches conflict resolution and communication strategies. So LaQuincy Nichols, I had to share her. Here's her QR code. I will put, of course, a link in the show notes to her if you think that's something that you could use. I just think it's fantastic. And of course, my cabbie lady was there, and I don't think I can show you this whole thing. No, I have to hide this because I won the cabbie raffle. Yay! So I got $100 to spend on cabbie. If you don't know what cabbie is, they have the best clothes. So I have bought their clothes for probably 20 years, but I really quit once I retired. Because when I retired, we completely cleaned out our whole house, and that included my closet. But the only things I didn't really get rid of was my cabbie, because they're fantastic for travel. And I wish I could go through this catalog page by page with you, because the clothes are always just fantastic. I love that outfit right there. Love that. It's so cute. But they're expensive. But they are pieces that you can keep forever. Now, I did even sell cabbie. I mean, not myself, but my pieces that I grew out of. But you can resell cabbie. Everyone loves it. So I was so tickled to win that gift card, and that was in the raffle. And what else? Okay, it looks like I forgot to bring up a lady who was 2 tables down from me selling her amazing tallow. And it feels so good on the hands. And I have the driest skin, we all do, who live out here in the desert. But she makes this herself and encourages you to bless yourself as you're rubbing it on your body and into your skin. And she claims that it sinks really deep into our skin because it is a beef tallow, and our body knows what to do with it, not like a nut butter that just sits on top. And I do have to share a little story that I did buy a little bottle of tallow from the local mercantile down here for my granddaughter. She was having a rash on her chin, and she has super sensitive skin. So I'm like, let's buy this tallow that's not got any fragrance in it and see how it works. And I had her just dab it on one corner for the first night, but it did great. So she started using it all the time, and I had her take it home with her. So I haven't had any, but I'm super tickled to try out Bliss and Tallow. I am going to shout her out on Facebook, so you'll see her over there. I think she looks like someone amazing to follow. And she does tantric retreats. And her retreat sounds stunning. And she's a doctor. So it just went on and on with this beautiful woman. But this is what I mean about going to eWomen Network. Now, if you were to join eWomen Network, I would ask you to tell them that I sent you. I get nothing other than recognition that when they ask who referred you, Kelly Morgan Murley at Bucket List Retreats. So hopefully you can tell that I'm saying this out of the goodness of my heart. What I love about eWomen Network is the network, the camaraderie, the companionship. We get to know these ladies. I have known several of them. I have known these ladies now for 10, 12 years, which is fantastic. We've all grown together, and it's a business. We're all in business together. And yes, we sell to one another. I bought the tallow. I think several people are interested in the Dominican Republic retreat. So yes, we do network, but we learn how with each other, which is so fantastic. So, and like I said, you just meet really inspirational people, authors and producers, simple thing, or even things like accountants and marketers that can help you with your business. And then, of course, I think I've mentioned several times that they have their annual convention, a conference, I think they call it, down in Dallas in August, which sounds awful, but like I said, we're not going outside. But it's a fantastic convention. They put together just the best event, and the connections are fantastic. It's nationwide. I think there's 18,000 members, or maybe even more. I could be wrong, but I understand now they're in like Sweden and Italy, and obviously Canada has several big chapters that are doing great. If you're in Vancouver, my gosh, they have one of the best networking groups. So anyhow, I know I have gone on and on about eWomen Network. I probably always will. So check out eWomen Network if you are looking for a networking group. I'm back to regular old coffee, which I do have decaf, half regular, for my blood pressure, which is down. It's doing great. So yay. I think all these changes I have made help so much, and I can't wait to get off the blood pressure medication. I think that's coming soon. Let's kick off with retreat news. All right, you all know that high price, high luxury retreats are not my forte. I am more middle of the road, if you know what I mean. But this could not be overlooked. We have some new news out of Austin, Texas, and the article is an inside look at Canyon Ranch, Austin. So we know we have a Canyon Ranch here in Tucson, Arizona, and it is so beyond expensive. Only Oprah is the only one I know that has ever gone there. What they're talking about, the legendary brand Canyon Ranch is launching a historic dedicated $5 million resort outside Austin, Texas. It is being hailed as the first major wellness community built entirely with a dedicated female health practice. See what I mean? They are catching on. They are introducing the Women's Wellness Collective. This is a physician-led mind, body, spirit practice designed around the same things that we are talking about here on today's show. Think peri and menopause mapping, hormone replacement therapy, HRT, postpartum depression support. That's wonderful. And advanced metabolic testing. It is located right on a bluff overlooking Lake Travis in the Texas Hill Country. The property features 600 acres of nature, a massive 15,000 square foot fitness barn, and a 40,000 square foot spa. That sounds lovely. That makes it the largest spa facility in the entire state of the humongous state of Texas. What I love about this news is they are actively bridging the gap between clinical medicine and luxury relaxation. And get this, they even have 2 Michelin star chefs running the culinary program to integrate smart nutrition into fine dining. Yes, sign me up. Bookings are officially open before their grand opening. If this is news you like hearing, please give us a like. We would really appreciate it. And let's just take a quick look at the website. It says there's about to be a new gold standard in wellness around Austin with celebrity clientele from Alanis Morissette to Oprah Winfrey to Neil Patrick Harris and Diana Ross. Canyon Ranch began in 1979 with its flagship Tucson location and expanded to Lenox, Massachusetts a decade later. While the fan favorite destination has since grown to include spas at the Venetian in Las Vegas and the Crescent Hotel in Fort Worth, the upcoming Spicewood location will be its third bona fide wellness resort slated to open this September. The concept, upholding the luxury and vitality of the original Tucson location, which was named the #1 wellness resort in the Americas by the Michelin Guide 2025. The new Central Texas iteration sits on 600 acres and will include 141 guest rooms as well as 134 family homes. At the bucolic property located 45 minutes from downtown Austin, guests can unwind in the spa or swim in the open canopy lap pool, enjoy stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking on the pond, hike and bike on 3 miles of trails, or work out in a fitness barn featuring movement studios, a yoga deck, and a recovery lab, just to name a few activities. It sounds magnificent. I'm sure it is cost prohibitive, but we can all dream, can't we? And put it on our vision boards. I won't go through everything, but let's look quickly at the wellness offering. Featuring 37 treatment rooms, the spa will take over as the title of the biggest in Texas, with 1.5 times more space than the reigning Trellis Spa in Houston. In addition to de-regular facials and massages, pardon the pronunciation. Spa includes whirlpools, steam rooms, and saunas, or just relax in one of the 6 lounges. Canyon Ranch Austin will offer more than 30 daily activities, plus special workshops and notable speakers. It will also be home to the Woman's Wellness Collective, a physician-led mind, body, spirit practice that's the first of its kind, tending to everything from menopause and postpartum care to sleep and hormone services. We are so impressed, and hopefully we can, as a country, someday bring this to all of our women. It looks like a fantastic place. Let me know in the comments what you think. I can't wait to hear if it is someplace that you will be able to go to. Now moving from upcoming news into our retreat reviews segment. By the way, if you prefer a visual breakdown of these stunning properties, you can watch the full episode on YouTube to see the venue footage. Now, we have been tracking 2 fascinating trends that are redefining life stage travel. First, we are looking into the evolution of the prenatal trip, the rise of the solo baby moon. Historically, baby moons were romantic, couple-centric beach vacations, but a massive cohort of pregnant women are choosing to travel solo, to pause, turn inward, and intentionally bond with their changing bodies before the baby comes. I recently reviewed an eco-luxury pregnancy program located right on the coast of Portugal, Mom'z Solo Babymoon Retreats. They host these gorgeous 5-day maternal getaways just outside of Lisbon. The experience sounds deeply nourishing. You stay in a private room at a tranquil coastal Portuguese estate. The itinerary blends professional clinical support with holistic rest. They have daily expert-led prenatal yoga classes, birth preparation workshops with on-site doulas, specific pelvic and prenatal massages. You know you can't get a massage just anywhere when you're pregnant. Moms with a Z Solo Babymoon Retreats. And on screen, we are seeing two beautiful pregnant women walking through a lovely field looking very, very happy. And it says right here on the website, an intentional pause for what matters most. 4-night pregnancy well-being retreat in Europe's finest private estates, Spain, Portugal, and UK. Okay, so it sounds like they do this in those 3 different countries. The one we were looking at was in Portugal, where they say the experience is deeply nurturing. You stay in a private room at a tranquil coastal estate, and the itinerary blends professional clinical support with holistic rest. Expect daily expert-led prenatal yoga, birth preparation workshops on site with doulas, specific pelvic and prenatal massages, which is nice. We all know you can't get massages randomly when you're pregnant, and highly nutritious, organic, chef-prepared meals. They are saying that they give expectant mothers a quiet, beautiful sanctuary to process the psychological transition into motherhood without any outside distractions. And let's just take a look at the website a little closer here. It says, feel relaxed in your body, clear in your mind, and confident about what's coming next. 4 nights, you are held by a team of pregnancy and birth experts, nourished by a private chef and health nutritionist, and surrounded by women who get it. In Europe's most beautiful private estates. It's a nervous system reset. You can feel a deeper bond with your baby, clear evidence-based birth confidence, and a body that feels open, strong, and ready, and a circle of women you stay and connect to. The beautiful pictures on the website look magnificent. They were just showing the pool, the food, the common areas of this estate, which just looks magnificent, completely surrounded by forests, and looks very private. And it is 5-star rated by every past participant. What an amazing gift this would be for a mom to be. Let's see if we can find the price. Here we are, rates and dates. Looks like it is 2,450 euros to what would probably be a good 3,000 USD. And that price is for a twin room shared with one other woman. It'd be great if you knew someone, huh? And then they do have the private bedroom. That is 3,900 euros. And then there is also a deluxe suite for 4,300 euros. And let's see really quick what they say they are offering. A full held baby moon experience, airport group transfers for total comfort, 5 days, 4 nights in a luxurious private estate in nature, private bedroom with ensuite bathroom, personal concierge support throughout. If you want to read all about this, it's right here, and we will put the link so you can check this out if this sounds like something you would be interested in, or you know a mom to be that would love this. Don't you wish there was something like this for every single mom? It would just be so lovely. Now, let's pivot to the opposite end of the fertility spectrum, the explosion of Meno retreats. This is arguably the fastest growing sector in modern travel. Women over 50 are the travel industry's leading demographic, and they are using their time to conquer menopause. For years, menopause was discussed in hushed tones. Now, menopause retreats are completely destigmatizing the transition through community and intensive medical diagnostics. Here, once again, Canyon Ranch is leading the charge with structured programs like their Empower Menopause Retreats. They host immersive 3-night programs that they host at their properties, including the beautiful Bellefontaine Mansion in the Berkshires. It sounds amazing, doesn't it? But you all know how I feel about short retreats. I always feel like it takes 2 days to get out of your mind, to get out of the clutter. But they say these aren't just standard spa stays. You sit down for an intensive one-on-one medical consultation with certified menopause specialists. Okay, so this is more medical included, which is fabulous. They say the level of testing they do is unbelievable. The package includes comprehensive blood work, DEXA bone density scans to screen for osteoporosis, specialized workshops tackling night sweats, libido changes, sleep architecture, and metabolic shifts. But the biggest takeaway we hear from women who attend these meno retreats isn't just the data. It's the profound relief from being in a room full of other women, experiencing the same symptoms, sharing solutions, and realizing they are not absolutely alone. When you get over to their website, they have a picture of a woman floating, looking completely serene. It says the Canyon Ranch Menopause Perimenopause Retreats. Get ready to empower your menopause and perimenopause journey with the tools you need to thrive. Our new 3-night Empower Retreats held at our award-winning Berkshire's Resort and Spa brings together a thoughtful balance of traditional medicine, alternative medicine, mental health, and spirituality. Yes, they are really coming along, aren't they? During this intimate group retreat, dive into the latest science, insights, and wellness strategies for thriving during this new chapter. Limited spaces available. It says the next one is May 6th through 9th. Priced at $7,000 per person. Okay, I know this is expensive. What I love about it the most is that there will be a trickle-down effect to other retreats across the world as we all dive into providing these type of beautiful retreats for women from every walk of life. Getting back to our main segment, the 360-degree woman, we have looked at some big headlines coming out of Austin to the rise of specialized solo baby moons. But let's get practical. By the way, if you want to continue this conversation after the episode, go join our socials on Instagram and TikTok, where we continue to talk all about retreats, up one side and down the other. Now, if you are an independent retreat leader, how do you actually build these life stage elements into your own business? And if you are an attendee, how do you spot a high quality retreat from a marketing gimmick? This is where the rubber meets the road. If you are a practitioner, yoga teacher, or health coach running small scale retreats, you don't need a $500 million medical resort budget to make an impact. The secret lies in moving away from a genetic templates. If you are hosting a women's retreat right now, the first operational change you should make starts before anyone starts to pack a suitcase. It really does begin with your pre-arrival intake form. Traditional retreats ask for your dietary restrictions and emergency contact. A life cycle aware retreat asks about your hormone balance baseline. I recommend asking confidential, targeted questions. Where are you in your reproductive life cycle? Are you trying to conceive? Postpartum, perimenopausal, or postmenopausal? What are your primary physical bottlenecks? Is it sleep disruption, joint pain, brain fog, or basic low energy? Because when you analyze this data early, you can curate your group sessions rather than offering generic one-size-fits-all itinerary. That data completely changes how you design the actual menu and movement schedule on site. Take the menu, for example. If you have a group primarily dealing with perimenopause or high cortisol, serving inflammatory foods, heavy sugars, or unlimited caffeine will trigger hot flashes and crash their energy. Retreat leaders should partner with nutritional chefs, and I love to get that straight from the retreat center. That way you can offer hormone-conscious meal plans. Focus on complex carbohydrates, omega-3 fatty acids, cross-functional cruciferous vegetables, and blood and blood sugar stabilizing protein targets. And what about the movement aspect? I know a lot of traditional retreats love high intensity boot camps or 90-minute hot vinyasa flows. That, however, can backfire, specifically for the midlife woman. High intensive cardio can actually spike cortisol, which already fluctuates unpredictably during perimenopause. If you want to cater to this demographic, swap out chronic cardio for strength building, resistance training, and mobility work. Midlife wellness requires protecting bone mineral density and preventing muscle loss. Incorporating dedicated strength workshops like pelvic floor rehabilitation and nervous system calming restorative yoga will deliver way more value. And the most important asset an independent leader can leverage is vetting their network. You don't have to be an OBGYN to host a women's health retreat, but you must bring in qualified experts. Contact certified menopause practitioners, doulas, or women's health to host specific guest lectures and provide a Q&A session. Friends, let's flip the lens to those of you that wants to book one of these trips. That wellness travel sector is growing fast, and with that growth comes a lot of pink washing, where brands slap a women's health label on a standard spa vacation just to charge a premium. As consumers, we need to be savvy. The biggest green flag is evidence-based programming backed by clear authority. And this is what we were talking about, bringing in the professionals to your retreat. If you are offering a wellness retreat and you're not that OBGYN, if you are, start running those retreats. Like the Menopause movement, have you heard of them? Link in the show notes. They are movement experts, and there are accredited fertility and obstetric organizations. We all know that if a retreat promises to cure your menopause or balance your hormones in 48 hours using proprietary secrets, run far away, right? We all know. Science tells us there is no magic cure for the loss of estrogen. It is about medical management, community support, finding out what works for others and seeing if it works for you, and systematic lifestyle adaptations, changing with our bodies. Another critical criteria is looking for aftercare integration. A major complaint about wellness retreats is the re-entry crash. You feel amazing for 4 days in a bubble, and then you fly home to your chaotic life and fall right back into old habits. Haven't we all been there? We did find a high-quality program pioneered by a European wellness retreat called Combe Grove. Link in the show notes. They have a year-long support model that they pioneered to provide follow-up to their retreat attendees. When you are researching a retreat, check if the package includes post-retreat check-in, a functional home transition plan, or an online community forum to keep us all accountable. Those work out so great. By the way, we would love if you guys wanted to join our Bucket List Retreats group. Link in the show notes. Yeah, we have a Facebook group, and we love talking all about travel in there. Please join us. Before we do wrap up this episode, there is an entirely different angle I wanted to address on this subject: corporate and workplace wellness. Those are on the rise and something we need to keep in mind. These aren't just about luxury vacations anymore. Progressive companies are realizing that retaining senior female talent means supporting them through their life stages. Women in their late 40s and 50s are at their peak of their career trajectories, but many report globally consider leaving the workforce early due to unmanageable menopause symptoms like brain fog, severe fatigue, and sleep anxiety. Don't we all deal with that? It's the worst. But we are starting to see forward-thinking companies actually fund corporate wellness retreats, and even offering stipends for hormone health retreats as a direct retention strategy. It turns an employee benefit into a massive asset for a company. It bridges the gap between personal well-being and professional performance. When women are given the time and space and the medical literacy to manage these psychological shifts, they aren't just surviving. Let's say it together. They are thriving and leading. So if you are navigating your first pregnancy, or you know someone who is, or you are entering the postmenopausal era, the takeaway is clear. Your health demands specialized, dedicated care. The industry is finally listening. Remember, everyone, you can find this podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. So be sure to share this episode with a sister, a friend, a mother, or anyone that you think needs to hear it. We have linked all the featured destinations in the show notes. We would love it if you explore that Canyon Ranch in Austin and let us know in the comments if that is a retreat that you would consider. We would love to hear all about it, really. And look into Mom'z Babymoon or the Menopause Immersion. Does that sound like something that would appeal to you? I think it would be so great on so many levels. Friends, make sure to tune in next week as we close out our 8-week deep dive by returning directly to the elements. Our next episode is titled Elemental and Wild Wellness. Back to the roots. Cold plunges, cabins, and zero Wi-Fi. In retreat news, we'll look at the massive 25% surge in off-grid cabin bookings. Then for retreat reviews, we are heading straight to the stunning Scottish Highlands for an incredible wild swimming and contrast therapy journey aboard a luxury train. You will not want to miss it. So please remember, everyone, keep looking at your health from a full 360 degrees. Keep retreating, keep exploring, and we will see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye.
I love you, Gaga.